hope everybody is doing great this Friday and everyone had a wonderful week. For those of you new, hi, I'm Jeanette from Boricua Sewing and Crafts. And this live, what I want to do is I want to play around with creating patches from scratch. I don't want to do it using Embrilliance Merly patches because I know that some people just don't have that software. So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and I want to show you guys how I can do these patches from scratch, okay, using outlines that are in our library in Embrilliance. So that way you guys can make name patches and you can actually add these to Easter baskets, okay? So usually every Easter, a lot of people buy these baskets from 5 and below. Honestly, this year I really don't like the design. They use like a Sharon type of fabric in the bunny this year. So I kind of, to me, it looks a little bit busy. So I was like, I don't want to do the Easter baskets this year, but I want to do something really different so that if folks have different types of baskets, or if they do a Easter bag, or, any other type of thing, they, or just want to give an Easter gift, I can embroider a gift tag for the folks. So I want to show you guys how to do this in Embrilliance, and we're actually going to stitch it out also so you guys can take a look and see how it actually comes out, okay? So let's go to Embrilliance, let's play around with this, and let's see how we can make this happen, okay? So before we do start though, I do want to make a couple of announcements. Every year I host these gift exchanges twice a year. I do Christmas in July, and I also do Christmas gift exchange during the holiday season. I did come up with the date of when Christmas in July is going to be this year, and I just want you guys to know the registration is going to open May 16th. So if you have participated in these gift exchanges in the past and you want to keep participating, one of the things is just wanted to let you guys know that I've already chosen a date for when I'm going to open the registration. So you may want to put that in your calendar, okay? So that way, when May 16th happens this year, because I got to tell you guys, I already feel like this year is really kind of quick. I feel like it's just going so fast. I just can't believe that we're at the end of February already in 2026. So I'm like, wow, time is just flying, right? So before you know it, May 16th is going to be here, and we're going to be pumping up those presents for Christmas in July. So just want to let you guys know, okay? So, the date for registration to open will be May 16th. Just mark it in your calendar and stuff. And of course, as time goes on, I will go ahead and remind you guys as well. So let's get to it, okay? So as you can see, I took out, I got some patches here, okay, that I have made in the past, okay? And these were actually done with the Merly patches, right? But what I want to do is I want to show you guys how you guys can do this without the Merly patches, okay? So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to start in Brilliance so that way we can get rocking and rolling and stuff like that. And let's get this done, all right? Because I'm sure that you guys probably, want to do this and stuff. The other thing I wanted to share with you guys also is you can, if you don't have, software or, you can do it without software also. If you go into your machines, your embroidery machines, okay, sometimes they have some pre-designs loaded on those machines, and you can select certain frames. So, there are so many different ways that you can make your own patches and stuff like that. So just some ideas to give you guys, okay? But let's go into Embrilliance. So let me show you how you can do something that kind of looks like this, but you don't need to have the Merly patches, okay? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I am going to add this to the stage. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and let me close all this stuff out here because I was playing around with certain things. And what I'm going to do, I got a lot of stuff opened here. all right, is I'm going to use Embrilliance. So I'm going to start a new page, guys. And what I'm going to do in Embrilliance is I'm just going to use my 5x5 hoop because it's small. We're just doing a small little patch. And I want you guys to, be able to see everything. Okay. So we're not going to do anything really extravagant and stuff. So if you click here, and I hope you guys can see everything that I'm doing here. It looks like I have a little time lag because I do have, the video playing in one side, but it looks like I have a little time lag here. Okay, good. I got to go. All right, so here we go. So when you click on, not here, hold on. You see this little arrow right here, and it comes here. All right, so what you're going to do is you're going to click on this, and it's going to open up a library, okay? So this is the ACE. These are extra modules that I bought, but let's just go into straight Embrilliance, okay? Now, in the library, you're going to see that you have all these frames in here, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select like an applique shape. And right away here, you can already automatically see that you have little shapes in here. So if you go into your library, you're going to see you have a whole bunch of stuff. You also have something in there that if you click down, you're going to see Embrilliance outlines. Now, Embrilliance outlines actually gives you a whole bunch of shapes that you can play with, okay? Now, here it's like, you can see they have like a whole bunch of stars. And one of the things that I like about these things is that you can actually select one of them, right? And what you can do is you can actually mess around with the shape. Okay, see how I'm making it a little bit bigger and stuff like that, or you can make it a little taller. But one thing that I want you to understand is if you look over here, it says line. That means it's just a line. It's not a stitch or anything like that, okay? But we needed to transform into a stitch. So when I click on this, and then I go ahead and I click on here, and I think you might need Stitch Artist 1 for this. Here is where you select the actual stitch, right? And then I would select satin border, and then when I click out of it, click out of here so that, sorry guys. Let's see. I got the satin border. All right, something's not going right here. All right, let me see something here. Let me do I think it's because maybe I don't have the 3D on. What's going on? Something's not right. All right, guys, hold on. Give me 1 minute because, things sometimes happen for a reason here. What is going on? I think I'm clicking something wrong, guys. All right, maybe I should. This isn't good. All right, hold on. Let's see. I know I did this with the circles, okay? I did an oval. I selected the oval. Then I went to the oval right here. Then I went Stitch Artist 1. And then I said I wanted to do a satin stitch. Okay. There you go. And then I clicked out. Then let me do sublimate. And let me see. Nothing is stitching. Hold on, guys. Give me a minute because I think I'm doing something wrong. Anybody out there can help me out here? I know that there is something I'm supposed to be clicking on, and I'm not clicking on the right thing. It says satin border. Is this something? Okay. Give me a minute, guys. Where is this? Nope, doing it wrong. I know it's here. I'm going to stitch. I'm going to hit the satin, and it says satin border. Is there something here? All right, guys, maybe we shouldn't be doing this topic today because somehow it's not working. Now I see a satin border. And it says satin border here, but I'm not seeing it in the picture. Hold on, guys. All right, that's what it is. I didn't have the right thing. I had Victor on here. Okay, so now I got my satin border. Oh, God. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. All right, so let me see if I can stitch this out. And now it's stitching. And here we go. All right, let me show you what was going on here, guys. Okay. I was working on Embrilliance, and I needed to this is what I was doing, okay, before the show. And that's where I messed myself up. I was trying to do fonts, right? And I was doing like a font here. And then what I wanted to do was I clicked on here and I needed the eye. That's what it is, the eye, I think. Somehow I clicked on here and then I was doing utility and I was doing save image. Somehow I think it got stuck in that mode. And I don't know if anybody else has Embrilliance and stuff, but I should have tried this before coming on it and I didn't have time. So let's see. All right. Let's try this again, guys. Rewind. All right. Okay. So we're going to take a shape. So I'm going to go into my library. Let's see if this works now. If not, then we're just going to hang out tonight. Okay. I want to take the oval shape. Okay. I got the oval shape right here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select Stitch Artist 1. If I want, I can do a run stitch, and that's a run stitch. If I click out of that and then I hit Stitch Simulator, it won't give me a run stitch. Why? Okay, hold on. If I go in here and then now I'm selecting satin stitch, but then I go here, did it have to do something with that? Did I mess myself up again? I messed up Embrilliance again. I don't know why. It's not showing up as a satin border. This was not a good topic for today because for some reason, it's not working. It's not working. Okay. All right. What's going on? See, guys, it's really hard when you do YouTube and you got to do live. But this is my fault because I should have practiced this because I did this before. And then I'm like, oh, I did it before. I'm not going to have any problems. And then look what's happening. Okay. So let's try this again. So this is probably going to be a flop this Friday. And it happens. Flops happen. Because look, I made this one. And this is this is part of that. So I don't know. I mean, I made this one. So let me see. This is a line. And what I want to do is I want to turn this into a satin stitch. And now it's a satin stitch. Okay. And it's not looking like a satin stitch to me. Even when I go in, it's just looking like that. It's not looking good. This is not looking good. Is it this one? Image, Victor. Nope. That's when I'm putting in an image. This is not looking good. How come I can see my fonts well? Close it and open it up again, Jeanette. Okay, Jenny, I'm going to do that. All right, let me quick Embrilliance. That's a good idea, Jenny. Let me try that because this is just not working for me. All right, so let's try this again. Oh, wrong thing. Let's try to do that because I was messing around with Embrilliance and I probably got all my stuff all messed up. I'm opening this. I'm selecting a shape again. I got my circle. I'm hitting OK. All right, I got this. See if I do satin. It's not showing up. It's not showing up like it's supposed to. It's not. Somehow I messed myself up here. I did, guys. I don't know what I did, but it's not my library. For some reason, I cannot get my stuff here. All right. Okay. So, all right. So, all I can do, honestly, guys, now, let me see. Let me take that out. Yeah, and I'm in 3D. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what I am doing wrong. I know I'm missing a step. Don't tell me it was that I had that turned off. I know I'm missing a step, guys. Yeah, I can't even get my stitch simulator, and I have this. And hold on, guys. Man, this used to work. I don't know why it's not working anymore. French knot. You believe that? Do you believe this? Ah! Ah! Oh my God. All right. All right, what are we going to do? All right. This is a flop. I cannot get this to work like it used to. Look at that. I can't even add a patch edge if I wanted to. And I know that there is something that I have that is unclicked that's not clicked. Instead of picking from the library, try using the drawing tool. But you shouldn't use the drawing tool because the thing is, the shape is the draw. See, it's just another line. And then when you click on that, see, you're supposed to get your satin stitch on your line. That's not it. Let me see. I'm going to go through the chat, see if anybody can figure out what it is that I'm doing wrong, guys. Jenny says I was following your steps and mine came out right. See, that I'm not crazy, guys. I'm not crazy. There's something wrong with my Embrilliance. Now my Embrilliance is not working the way it's supposed to. And Jenny, you got your satin stitches. See? And that's just like, oh, that just pisses me off. And I can't get rid of this. Let's start new. All right. These are outlines. Maybe it's the thing that I picked. Let me see. But you should be able to pick. See, these already have the satin stitches, these frames. I want to do it from scratch. See, these already have, they come with the satin stitch. See? And then all you have to do is just put in the name and then you're good, you know? And then that's it. And that's not what I wanted to do, guys. That's not what I wanted to show you guys, because I know that there is another way. You select here, okay? You go over to your outlines, because those are outlines. They're already made, okay? The shapes are already made. Now what you're doing is you want to assign the type of stitch that you want. So what you would do is you would click on here and you're supposed to select your stitch. And I have this highlighted. And it's supposed to be like this. I selected my stitch and see how it has satin border? And then I unclick here, right? And if I want to see it, it doesn't show. It doesn't show, guys. I guess we're just hanging tonight. I'm telling you, because I don't know what to say. It's not working on my end. And now I'm going to have to probably call Embrilliance to find out what is going on. I must have clicked something somewhere in my software that has thrown everything off. And what it is that I have done, I don't know. So, All right. Summary. Somebody sent me something. Okay. I think it's Harvey. Okay, cool. Go to stitches, selection of the tool plan. What? Section of the tool. Okay, stitches. Click on satin stitch icon. I did. And I have satin border. This generally more effective for search. Okay, adjust the width of the process to get the exact that you want. Is that it? Is it because of this? I don't think so. Well, it's looking that way here. Maybe that's what it is because I was messing around with these. The width and the density. Look at that, guys. I had it all the way lower because I was messing around with this. Let me see. Nope, doesn't work. It does not work. In the properties window, get the exact look you want. You see the look here, right? Now it's here. I think I think Harvey saved me here. All right, let's try this again because I think that's what it was because I was messing around with that. Oh my goodness. Ain't that something? Okay, what a way to start a live. All right. Okay, here we go. I'm going to do the triangle. All right, here's the triangle. I'm going to select this. And then we're going to go here. I'm going to select this. And like he said, you have to check this to make sure that you have it the way you want it. I'm going to select it at 4.3. This, I'll put it in the middle. Okay. I got a satin border. I'm getting out, but it doesn't look that way. But let me see. Let's click on here. There we go. Yes, it was the width and the density. That's my brother-in-law. I'm telling you, he always saves me. Okay, so I got this. Now, you know how in a tab, a little tag, you always have that little hole, right? So we're going to go back to library. Okay. Now I'm going to select a circle and I'm going to hit OK. I'm going to shrink that circle. I'm going to kind of move the circle, even though I know this circle's way too big. Okay. You kind of have to move it. And then I'm going to probably make it a little bit smaller like that. Okay. Same thing with the circle. You have to give it a thing. I would give it, oops, sorry. Let's cancel that. Let's go here. Let's go to satin stitch. Look at the same. I'm going to go to stitch simulator. I gave it the satin stitch. I'm having a hard time with this. What's going on with my satin stitches? Click on here. What the heck? Why is this happening to me? Why? That's way too thick. I don't know if you guys saw that. That's way too thick. That is not going to work. I need it to be a little thinner. Yep. You need that to be a little bit thinner here. There you go. All right, let's see. There you go. See that little circle right there? Okay, and then if you stitch it out, you got your square. You got your border. Okay. Yep, that looks good. And then you got your little circle. Now, sometimes people come on, they say, hey, what would you do, Jeanette, about this little circle? You know what my recommendation is? To punch this hole out. If you have one of those tools, and I had one, I just don't know where the heck it is now, but there's a tool where you can do like a hole puncher. If you can get one of those, you can actually punch the hole right here. And then that's where you can put the little thread of the ribbon and stuff like that. And then right here, you can do the name. Okay. And then just pick a really cute font. Okay. There you go. And then put that in here. Okay. And then what I kind of like about doing stuff like this is, let me see, could you fill it? I wonder. The rectangle. Nope, just this. All right, I guess I have to go back to this. Oh, guys, I'm a mess today. Can't click on anything. I know there's a fill. There's got to be a way you can fill it. Pattern. Okay. Don't know what any of that stuff is, but I just want to see what it is. Let me get out. Oh, wow. Okay, let me make this a little bit bigger. Oh. I don't know if you guys can see. You can see like a basket weave, the way the satin stitch is done. It's like a pattern. See how you find things accidentally? So I'm going to go back in here because now I want to see, that's basket, right? So let's look at the different ones. Wave. Okay. Let's go back to Stitch Simulator. So that's kind of like a wave kind of. That's kind of cute and stuff, but I really like that basket. You know what? Let's stitch this out. I wish there was an easier way to do this. Okay, so let's click on here, and it could just be that I'm just not used to all this stuff here. But I got the waves. I want to do the basket because I thought the basket was pretty cute. And then as you can see, I guess this is the length of the basket, you know. The edge pad. I'm going to move this up a little bit. Pattern. Okay, let's see what this looks like. This really does look nice. I kind of like this. I like this this look with this line that's right here. I kind of like that. So I'm going to do this. Let's change the colors here. I'm just playing around with this, guys. So you guys can just hang out with me while I play here. All right, so I'm going to do this in pink. I've got the, I'm going to use twill, okay? I have twill. So I'm going to use this as the background, okay? And stuff. Since that's pink, what I want to do with the border is I'm going to change the color, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use like a green. That looks really cute. And then for this, for the little circle, what I'll do is I'll pick another cute color. Let me see. I already picked the green. I was thinking yellow, but no, I don't want to pick the yellow. There goes Carlito coming home. I got this one. I'll do a blue. Ooh, that looks really cute. Incoming call from Nancy. Shoot. I can't answer the phone. All right, hold on, guys. I'm sorry. Hold on 1 minute. I got Nancy trying to call me here. And I gotta get it. So I will disconnect this right here. Call her. Hold on. I gotta call Miss Nancy from Gifts HQ. I gotta give her a call. Let's see what Nancy's saying today. Oh, okay. I see your message, Nancy. All right. Okay. Um, yep. I'm gonna block and ban them right now. Got it. All right. Thanks. Bye. All right, guys. Sorry about that. It looks like Nancy informed me that we had a scammer in our chat. So, some people just don't know how to be nice. They really don't and stuff. So, anyway, to the scammer, bye. Okay. So, anyway, all right, guys. So, thank good. See, me and my sister, we watch out for each other and stuff. All right. So, I got to put the camera back on. Let me connect the camera back and stuff. Sorry, guys. I know this live is a little bit of a mess. But if you have a YouTube channel, you're going to know that sometimes when you do lives, they really just don't go sometimes as planned. Sometimes you have technical difficulties. Sometimes you have software difficulties. Sometimes your machines just act up. Okay. And sometimes you have little intruders and stuff and scammers that show up as well. So, I mean, that's life, right? So, it's kind of like when you do embroidery and, you're running an embroidery business and then somebody wants a patch with like 5, 6, 8 different colors and then they want 50 patches and they say, oh, I'll pay $1 a patch. Yeah, right. Okay. So, it's life, right? So you just got to deal with it. Sometimes things just happen. All right. So anyway, and things just happen. So, as you guys saw, and I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me today. You guys saw I had a little bit of technical difficulties with my software. So I add myself back to the state. So little bit of technical difficulties with my software and stuff like that. And I'm going to be flat out honest with you guys. I've been running around all day today. So everything that could go wrong went wrong today. So am I surprised that I'm like, going crazy during this live and stuff like that? No, I'm not. Okay. Because, hey, I'm human, right? I'm not, I'm not AI. I'm not a robot. I don't, everything's not perfect. So I am, but this is my personality. This is who I am. And I just like to hang out on Fridays and I like to work with people. So, yeah. So now that I got that naughty person gone, I'm going to add my extra camera back on. Okay. And let me see, make sure it's back on. It is. All right. So I got my camera back on here. And let's go back to my my screen here, because what we're going to do is we're going to look at the patch that I am trying to work on here. All right. And stuff. So I think this patch is going to come out really cute. Now, there is one thing that I will say that I kind of wish I could do, and I'm sure there's a way to do it, but for some reason, like I'm having an off night tonight. I would love to, like, right in this area right here in my name, I would like to add like white fill, right? Even though I have this twill and the twill is white, I kind of like the look when you're working with patches and it has a fill inside of it. I'll give you an example. Okay. So this is probably going to be really easy for me to do because this is the patches of Merle. Hopefully, let's hope. Okay. So, I'm going to go ahead and, I'm going to do, let's see right here. Hold on. I'm going to add my name, Janet. Okay. And I'm going to pick the font that I picked before. Okay. We're going to do this in a whole other way. And I'm going to show you about the Merle patches. Okay. Even though I really wanted to focus on not using that, doing something else, but let me show you a little difference here. Okay. So when you have the name here, what ends up happening is under utilities, you get to add this patch edge. And then I can just click on rectangle. Now the rectangle, as you can see, it already comes with the patch, right? You already see the seam and everything. So actually, if you think about it, it is a lot easier when you do have this module in Embrilliance. And then what I can do is I can take the edge of the patch and see how I can drag it out. Okay. And then I'm just going to take this and this. I'm going to center this. And then right here, all I have to do then is I would just add like a little circle in there, which, let me see. How would I do that? Hold on. Here I go back to the library again. Let me add a little circle here. Okay. And this is the other thing too, guys. You know, circles, a lot of times people put them like right smack in the middle. When you're making your own little tags, you determine where you want your stuff to be. You can get really, really creative. Like, let's say I just want to put it right here. Okay. And I can do that. And then let's see if this will work now. I'm going to do this and I'm going to go under the design. I want to do the satin stitch. And I see the width. See how the width, it went lower again? I want to up that. Okay, there you go. All right. So now let's do the stitch similar. There you go. So here I have my little patch here, and then I can actually move this if I think that it's a little bit off. I could even make it a little smaller if I want. Okay. And there you go. All right. And then this is the thing that I do like about the Murley patches, okay? You can go to patch, and then you can click on interactive, right? And then where is it that I do it? All right, hold on. Add the light fill advanced. I click on that. Did I add that? I didn't. There you go. And then I click out. Now you see one of the things, let me make this a little bit bigger so you guys can see this. Right here where I am have my mouse at, this is the edge of the patch. Look at this fill right here. I love the fill, okay? The reason why is because it looks really solid. Now, let me get out of here because I want to show you guys. Okay, I'm going to show you. This is one that I made like that, okay? Look, you see how this is all embroidered in here. So to me, having this extra is really solid. I mean, it gives it a more solid look. And I like that. I really do. So I think it's like really, really, really cool. You know what I mean? So I like that look. All right. So let's go back here so that we can go back to Embrilliance here. But see, I really do like it. I think it looks so rich. I think it looks so rich. But see, this is not the Murley patch. And I know I did this before. I got to be honest, I think I did this like about a year ago. And I want to redo this, okay? And somehow I know that in here, and I have a feeling that I might have selected the wrong thing. Maybe I needed to select the patch right here, the edge, and then maybe go like this. But see, it's just not working. Somehow I am missing a step. I am missing a step when I do this, and I don't know what I'm doing wrong. So yeah, guys. So I'm doing something wrong because see, this is the patch edge, and I just gonna have to go back, and somehow I'm probably gonna have to figure this out, and then we're just gonna have to redo this live for the patch thing, okay? But if you have the Merly patches, okay, then this is really, really easy. And I want to do this again so that you guys can get an idea of how I actually did this that I have in the screen. Let's start it from scratch because I know that I was clicking around all over the place, and let's just redo it. Okay, but this is if you have the Merly patches module part of Embrilliance. It wasn't what I wanted to show you guys, but this is how it is. Okay, so what I'm going to do is first you're going to do the name. So let's say like right here, I'm going to do Nancy, okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the font, okay? And I'm doing a 1-inch font, and here goes Nancy. After you have your name, then what you're going to do is under utilities, if you have the Merly Edges software, you're going to see this selection right here that says, rectangular, circle, or you can even do page wrap. Page wrap is something like this, okay? And this is the other thing that you can do with this as well, okay? I moved it around a little bit. So let's say I could take this and I can actually move this a little bit like that. This is another thing you can do. I'm selecting both of these. Now I'm going to center this. But see how I kind of like move this? If you select patch, you can actually make this a little bit bigger. See how I stretched it out a little bit? And then here you have a little bit of space that's extra where you can put the circle. And then what I did here was when I selected the library, and this is where I selected the circle, hit OK. And then you're going to shrink your circle to the size you want. You place it where you want it to be. Okay. And then you're supposed to select the type of stitch that you want. And here I'm just going to select the satin stitch. Make sure you click you check your width and your density, because I think that's where my stuff is getting all thrown off, because I know I was playing around with these sections and I kind of messed myself up. So, yeah. So I'm like, so I'm going to make this a little thicker. Okay. That's too thick. All right. And then when you click out and you hit click simulator, you should see both of these. Okay. Now, the other thing too is, like I said, you could change the colors. Let's say I want Nancy to be, a really nice green. I can do the mint green for Nancy. I kind of like this to be yellow, and then I can do this, and then I can just change the color. And these will make really cute for the Easter baskets, and this is the other thing too that I want to mention to you guys. And then when you select patch under interactive, you have that interactive tab, okay? You're going to, under material, scroll down. You have add light fill, or you can do add advance, okay? The advance means that you get to change the width, of the fill, the density, and all that stuff. Honestly, I never mess with that stuff. I just do add light fill. I know on the other one I chose the advanced, but you saw I didn't change any of the settings. And then here, you get to just select whatever thread you want in there, which I think is, let me see. I'm not going to change that color. I'll probably do, maybe I can do a light pink. You could do something like that. Okay. Now, sometimes you'll see that some people, what they do is they sell like these patches with like a little bunny on them or an Easter egg and stuff like that. I think those are cool, but the only thing is that this is my thing. When you're making these patches, right? You want them to be really nice, and you may want the little bunny rabbit and everything on there. But the thing is that after Easter is over, then there's no more bunny rabbit, right? So what I do like about the idea of creating little name tags or little, for the Easter baskets is that if you can do them something like this, and you can pop the little hole, put the ribbon, and you just tie it to the Easter basket. Later on, after Easter is over, they can take this and they can probably clip it to their book bag, or they can use this for something else, right? So they can hang it on their doorknob or something like that. So it's something that they can use. It's reusable. So I mean, I really do like the tags that have the little Easter bunnies and the Easter baskets. But the only thing that goes through my mind is, okay, once the season's over, then they're not going to use it unless they save it for next year, right? But then next year they may not want that same tag or something like that. So I'm always thinking in those terms, right? Like, what can you make where it's good enough for that occasion, but it's also something that they can use later on, right? So that's how I kind of think of it. So, all right. So what I'm going to do now is I have those two files. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save those two files. All right. And because I really like the way they came out. So I'm going to show you guys the two files that we're going to be saving here. Okay. And it's going to be this one, the Janet. I think this is so cute. And then I'm also going to do the Nancy. So that way we can see how both of these come out. Okay. Now what I'll do is I will run them. What I'll do is I'll turn on both of my embroidery machines. That way we can run them kind of quick, because they shouldn't take too long to do these, but I'm going to have to set up the machines and all that good stuff. So, and that's fine. So let me grab my USB. All right, so I got my USB right here, and I'm going to have to save the files on there. And I have to get my connector, because where did my connector go? All right, I'm just a mess today. Oh my God. And it's been crazy because I have been running around all over with the family. I got up early this morning, and then we went somewhere, because we had some personal things we needed to do. So we went to breakfast because I knew that, we were going to be out all day. So we went for breakfast, and then after breakfast, then, we went, we did what we had to do. Then I had to go to Susie's quilt shop and, talk with her for a little bit and all that kind of stuff. Then I had to come back home, and then I had to, take Mello out because, he was kind of looking at me like, oh, you left me all day and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, so let me save this over here to my thing. I'm going to call this Nancy. Okay. And I already had one in here. Okay. I'm going to replace it. And then I'm going to go over to this one, and I'm going to call this one Janet. Okay. Don't have a Janet. So we're going to make two of these tabs, okay? And we're going to see how they come out, all right? And already I see that I want this to be another color. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the green for this one. Hold on. I'm going to change this color here. That looks cute. That looks really cute. So I'm going to change that because it's just so solid. Now I'm going to save this. That looks cute. I like that. Okay, so I'm going to save this. Replace. All right, so we got both of our, and I want to make sure that they're there. Because, sometimes you say you save stuff and then you don't. So I have Janet there. I have Nancy there. We are good to go. Let me eject this. And now we are back. Okay, so, and then let me see, do I have my camera? Yep, I got my camera. And let me set it up here. Okay. Got my little camera here. And so I'm telling you, man, it's a lot of work when you're doing a little YouTube channel. It's all this equipment and all that kind of stuff, man. It should drive anybody crazy. Anyway, okay, so let's get our camera going. I'm gonna go ahead. Oops. All right, I dropped the camera. Okay, that wasn't good. I'm a mess. I am a mess. It is not a good day for Jeanette. Oh, and my camera's all crooked. Okay. All right, guys. Oh, Jeanette's out of it today. All right, so I got it. Now we're standing there. And let me see. Did the camera? Nope, it didn't lose focus. Okay, here we go. All right, but it's facing, you guys are facing the thing. You guys need to face the table. There we go. All right, cool. I got you guys. All right, but let's just switch the way that the screen looks because we want to make sure. Nope, that's not how I want it. That's not how I want it. There we go. And there we go. All right, cool. All right, so I'm going to use 2 hoops. Okay. And these are the hoops that I'm going to use. I'm going to use my 5x7s, okay? All right, so let me move you guys out here so that you guys can actually see what I'm going to be doing here. All right, because I'm actually going to be hooping and all that good stuff. Okay, so, oh yeah, and I got more other stuff there too. All right. Okay, guys, so I have, these are scraps, all right, because I don't want to like go ahead and use all my twill and stuff like that, even though I bought a whole bunch more. But always, you know, use whatever scraps you have. Now, the twill that I buy, let me tell you guys, there are 2 sides to this. This is the side that is faced up, but in the back of it, you also see that there's a real shiny side. The shiny side is the one that has adhesive on it. Now, I'm going to give you guys a tip. When you're doing patches, I don't buy any more because this is leftover. Any type of twill that I buy, I do not get the one that has the adhesive on it anymore, because when you are embroidering, your bobbin thread is going to cover this adhesive. And when it covers the adhesive, you're just going to put heat and bond anyway if you're going to go ahead and iron a patch. It's not worth it. It really isn't, because what ends up happening is the thread covers the adhesive and you just paid for twill with adhesive on it and you don't even need it. Okay, so to me it's not even worth it. All right, so I don't use stabilizer on this, okay, but I'm just going to go ahead and just, what did I do? I did this upside down. Oh my God, I am so out of it. Oh my God, that's so funny. I can't believe I did that. Oh, guys, is your girl on something? Oh my God. All right, nice and taut. Got one hoop done. Can't believe I did that. That's crazy. All right. I'm tired. That's what it is. I'm tired. But you know what? I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. All right. So here you go. All right. And then I'm going to take this. Okay. Because I need this to be nice and straight. And this came out all crumpy. Oh, man. It's always one. But I think this will come out okay. There you go. I got it. I'm pulling it. It's coming out okay. There you go. Guys, sometimes life just ain't perfect. It just isn't. It's just how it is. All right. I got it. There you go. All right. I got both of these hoops. Okay. So now I got to go ahead and I got to get these machines going. I have one on. I don't have the other one on. So I got my machines here. All right. So let's see. Oh, why does it look like? Did something happen when the phone dropped or something? I don't know. I just feel like you guys don't have a good view of what's going on in the room. I really don't. Let me see. There you go. And let me see up there. There. Okay, so a little bit better. All right, guys. So I have to. You got to oil your machines, okay? You got to oil your machines. I have it. I hope I don't end up with machine problems during the live, because it was bad enough that I ended up with issues with the software. Yeah, I just had a lot going on, guys. I really did. It's like, oof. It was nonstop. It was like, okay. So today was a busy day. And then tomorrow is going to be worse. So, so it's crazy. Real crazy. I'm going to need a new bobbin, because this bobbin is almost out. And I don't want it to stop on me in the middle of embroidering. You know, I don't want the bobbin to run out, because remember, we're going to have a lot of fill and stuff like that. So yeah. All right. So okay, so that one's good. And I think what I'm going to do also is to save on time when I load the designs on these machines. I'm just going to use the threads that I have already loaded on here. So we'll just do that. So let me pull out the USB. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to load the first one on here. And I have to fix the hoop for this one. And I hope the patches fit in this hoop, because if not, then that means I have to get the bigger hoop. But I think it should be fine. Hopefully. I picked small names, so it should be fine. All right. Yep, I got this one. Okay. All right. So I got this one. And all right. So let's pick Janet. To make sure it fits in the hoop, I'm just going to scan to make sure that it fits. And it does. It fits perfect. Let me give you guys a close-up so you guys can see what I'm seeing. Okay. So, I think you guys were supposed to go up a little higher. Hold on. Let me get this camera a little bit higher so you guys can see this. Because I think maybe that's what's going on, is that this is not at the height that it's supposed to be. All right. So let me get a thing so that you guys can see what I see. All right. So this blue stuff that you see right here, that is this hoop. Okay. It's this hoop. And I just scanned it. And then if you look at it right here, okay, you're going to see that this patch goes right in here. All right, so it looks good. I'm going to hit end edit. I'm going to hit embroider. And then actually it only needs 3 colors. Okay. Well, no, it's asking for 5. But I think it's because of an applique. I don't know why. I guess this is just the outline. That's fine. You know what I'm going to do? Just for the heck of it, well, number 5, I don't want 5 to be there. I'm going to just, because number 5 is black thread, okay? It's going to do number 1, which is a pink thread. Number 3 is a green thread. Number 2 is a yellow. 4 is an orange. And then 7 is a red. So, you know what? I'm just going to let this flow the way it's going. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna let it flow with the colors that are on here, and let's surprise us because I don't want to go through the trouble of changing threads and all that kind of stuff. So I'm just gonna hit unlock and let it embroider however it does. Okay. Now let's go over to the other machine here. So I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna do the same thing. I got a feeling I might have to change this hoop because remember I stretched out that design, so I might have to stretch it out a little bit. Now I don't know if you guys can see anything here. Okay, I guess you guys can. All right, and I know I'm probably losing a bunch of people because I know I'm a mess. I'm a mess today. It is what it is. Whatever. All right, so I gotta make this smaller. I think I do. Yeah, because it was some big. So I gotta make this arm smaller. Right? Is it okay? I got a feeling that I might need a bigger hoop for this. It's just a feeling. I don't know if it's true. Well, let's see. All right, so the next one is Nancy. Okay. Let me do a scan and see will it actually fit in this hoop. And it will. Oh my goodness, it will. So let me give you guys a close-up so that you guys can see. This is Nancy. See, this is the hoop, and this is it. So I'm going to hit OK, and I'm going to hit embroider. And it's going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't want to use number 1 because number 1 has black thread. So I'm going to switch that out for another needle that has a nicer color. Okay. Number 9. 2 is red. 4 is gold. I don't have anything in number 5. So I'm going to have to change 5 to 10. Okay. And then number 3, I'm going to change that out as well. And I'll change number 3 to number 2. Because I just want to use what I have on the machine, guys. I don't want to go ahead and, be changing up red colors and all that kind of stuff and everything. So this will be a surprise as well to see how this comes out. Okay? And I didn't trace because I know by looking at this, I know that it's not going to hit that side. So I'm good with that. Okay, guys? So here we go. So we got both machines going. Okay? We got both machines going. So I want to see how those patches come out and stuff. But you guys know that I ended up doing it with the Merly patches and I did the fill. So, and the fill is supposed to be, well, different colors. I mean, I thought it was going to be white, but that's okay. And stuff. So we got the babies going. Let me see the time. Let me see how long it takes. This is 17 minutes, 14 minutes. So not bad. Not bad. 17 minutes and 14 minutes, and then we're good. So, yeah, so let me go and say hi to some of you guys while the machines are doing their thing. Let me go in the group chat. Sorry about the scammer that went out there and stuff. But, yeah, I mean, and I'm sorry. I'm a little disorganized today. I normally ain't. But, yeah, I've had a lot going on today and stuff. So, running around with the family. And my fault because a lot of this stuff needed to get done. And, that's the thing. When you're retired, you think you have all the time in the world, right? And then everything hits the fan, and then you have no time in the world. And then I'm like, wow. I'm like, I messed myself up today. I really did. Because I needed to get things done, and I procrastinated. So I got to get it together, guys. I do. I got to get it together. So, all right, guys. So I want to say hi to you guys. I see Bernardino's in the house. How are you, Jenny? Thank you so much for trying to help. I really appreciate that, Jenny. I see Marlene. Hey, Jackie, Iris, how you doing? Eartha, how are you? Hey, Robin, how you doing? Hey, Foxmon, how are you? How you doing? Hey, Iris. I see Kentina from Tennessee. How you doing? Emma, how are you? Angela Brown, how you doing? Evelyn, how are you? Baby Giant Services is in the house. Vivi Miller, how are you doing? Let's see. Linda Hamilton. Oh, when I went to Five in a Bowl on Wednesday to order the baskets, I was disappointed. Yep, I was disappointed. Couldn't get the old ones. But these baskets are beautiful. My customers are loving them. The embroidery work pops out. You know, I have not gone to Five Below, but I have seen some of them. And some of them, I don't know. To me, I was kind of like, oh, I don't know. It could be too that maybe I just don't really want to do it this year, Linda, honestly, and stuff. But I'll probably go over there and see if I can see something, and everything. And this is the thing. One year they were selling like hotcakes, and the next year it was barely selling. So I don't want to buy a whole bunch of baskets, and then I end up with baskets. Because like right now I have 6 boy baskets in my stash that I can't get rid of, because, nobody wants them. So I'll probably just donate them or something. I don't know. I'll find a use for them somehow. Let me see. Are they going? Yep. They're still going. My machine's still going. Sometimes I have to look to see if anything died on me. Hey, Kansania, how are you doing? Oh, these commercials are terrible. I'm going to have to turn that off the next time. Hey, Elizabeth, how are you? I see Iris. I see Cindy. How you doing? So those stars are not available. Oh, okay. See, this is the thing. I have the problem that I have is that I have so many modules that when I look at my Embrilliance, I see all this stuff. And I have to try to remember that some of these buttons that I have, not everybody has. So I'm gonna have to do better. That's for sure. Let's see. My community. Oh, Cindy said my community group just started a twice a month club. We're making fingerless gloves. I'm not too excited. I'm a snowbird in Virginia. They live in Florida. What were they thinking? They were just probably trying to do something new. Hey, Marge, how you doing? I always think I know what I'm doing. As I'm performing the task, I forget how to do it. Both frustrating. I know. And you know what's so frustrating, Margine, is I made these. And now it's like, what the hell happened? Like what happened? I must have clicked something, and now it's like I'm having a hard time making it. So it's terrible. It's just terrible. I'm telling you. It's like, and I bet you, Margie, that after today's live, maybe if I have a moment tomorrow, and I hope I have a moment tomorrow, because tomorrow my day is like shot. I got to get up early and do a whole bunch of stuff too. When I do have a moment, I'll probably sit down, and then guess what? I'll probably be like, oh, now it works. Lovely. How lovely. But then that Friday, it didn't work. Now it works. Isn't that something? So I'm like, oh, my God. Okay. So anyway, see, and I don't know if any of you guys are in Virginia, but the weather today was really nice. It was nice. I was sitting out there. Iris said, Jeanette, I like your background. Oh, thank you. I was messing around with it from AI. That's how I got that background. And you'll probably remember at 2 a.m. in the middle of the night. Yeah, probably. That's probably what's going to happen and stuff. Don't you just hate it when that happens? It does. Use the drop. It's not, it wasn't that. I know I was able to use the shapes. I was able to use the shapes. Oh my God. Maybe yours does too. And it probably does. It probably does, Cindy. I have the, and let me see. Ken Star said, I followed your steps. Same thing happened to me until I clicked it and it gave me a realistic stitch view. But notice mine wasn't giving me a religious view. So I'm like, okay, my stuff is going. It's going. So we'll see. All right. Saves the day. That's why, Nancy, we have to do shirts, okay? I want to see, I need a shirt. Tell Gabby, Fifi wants a shirt that says, hashtag Mr. H saves. That's the new one, okay? And so, not just save Mr. H, Mr. H saves. That's what we need. We need another shirt. I would be surprised if it worked out the first time she tried. We wouldn't know how to correct the problem. Oh my God. I also use the panel on the left side of stitch out and I choose my shapes. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Jenny, I'm telling you, it's just, and I know, that's how I did this one, guys. This is a shape. This didn't come from Merly patches, all right? This is one of the shapes. As a matter of fact, maybe I should try it while these machines are doing the stitches. Let's play around with this for a little bit, okay? So I'm gonna remove the camera and let's go back in here because I'm kind of determined to find out how to try to remember, okay? So I'm gonna close this out. I'm not gonna save that. We're gonna try to do this again. Because, man, this is terrible. Couldn't believe it. I'm not saving any of that. All right, I'm going to do this new one, guys. Let's do it with this. The one that I did before, okay? I'm going to go to the library. And I'm going to select the shapes. And if you look on the shapes, nope, those were not the shapes. It was here. Okay, see how here it has these different shapes? How come I don't see the shape that I used? Where's my shape? What happened? What happened to my shape? Am I looking in the wrong place? Maybe it wasn't outlines that I looked. Wait, guys. Was it Merly? Oh my God, yes, it was a Merly. So, guys, all right, when you get Merly, okay, and here I am thinking that I created my own. Sorry, no. These are the shapes, because look at this. Here's this shape right here. This is the shape. This is the shape. It already has this, okay? And then because it has this, you can change this. You can make this bigger if you want, whatever. Oh, I can't believe I was telling you guys wrong. And then look, right here. Click on the material. Add the fill. Here's the color. Then on the color, look at that. Really, guys? So it is Merly. It is Merly. That's how you do these. You have to get the Merly. Yeah, so anyway, all right. Then what I will do is I will put the link to the Merly in the video description if you guys want to get it. Because when you buy the Merly patches, all right, you do get this library, all right? See how I click here? And this is like the library right here. This is just plain Embrilliance where it's just the lines. you get the Embrilliance Smurly. When you get the Embrilliance Smurly, these are the different shapes of patches you could make. Sorry. They even have these if you want to make these. Okay? Look at that. If you want a football, let's do I do okay a football. All right, let me get rid of this. Here's a football patch. Okay, and then right here you can put the person's name or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But it's they have all these different patches if you go to the library. So I cannot believe that I didn't remember that. And then here's some cross stars. If you want to make a patch that looks like this, they have these patches, and then you can put people's names in them. Okay, if you want some shields, emblems here, you can do that. Here are the shapes where you can do a heart, you can do octagon, there you go, pentagon, a circle, oval, the square. This is where I got the shapes. Oh my goodness, I can't believe that. Oh my God, can't believe this is where I had got it. And then if you want to do shields, look at that. You can do that. You can use any of these shapes as well. Okay, but it was the shapes that I did. Okay, and if you want, you can use like a rectangular. Look, there's two different ones. See, this is the one that's completely square, and then this is the one that has the little here, let me get rid of that. It has the curve on here, which I kind of like the one with the curve. This is usually very popular with the patches, and then you can just make them as big as you want. And then this is the other thing too. Then you can go in here in the library, right? And go into the shapes. And you could just get a circle and then just make this one small. But see, it's too small. Because I don't know if you noticed, it has like that very little hole right in here. You could take like a seam ripper, pop a hole, and then put the ribbon through it. But I think to me, this is a little bit too much on the thick side. So that's where I would go into the interactive, and I would mess around with the width. See how you can make the hole a little bit bigger? See how it's coming out a little bit bigger? See, it looks a little bit bigger. Do something like that. I would do it like that. Or you could do it like that, put it there, then put the name. You know, I don't know. Or, you know, he hates it when I use his name. He goes, why you always gotta use my name? Children. Well, he's not a child. He's 26 years old now. He's a man. He's a man. You can put Carlito on there. There you go. And then just mess around with the colors. And then, and I'm going to be honest with you, I just love doing the fill. I love doing the fill. But as you can see, it's all one color, right? So what I'll do is like the fill, change that to another color. I just love doing the patches, guys, because I just feel like you can do so much with it. You really can. I mean, you can mess with the colors and stuff. It's like really cool. Look, I'm just playing around. Oh, one of them is finished, guys. I mean, I just love that. I mean, it's just, you can make it so unique, guys. You can make it so unique. All right, guys. So, all right. One of them is finished. I'm going to go look at it now. The other one is almost done. Look at how cute. See, I got 47 people watching. Okay, so you guys that stuck around, you got to see the final result. Even though the others left because, yeah, all right, I'll admit it looked like I didn't know how I was doing, but it looks nice. Okay, this is a cute patch. Oh my god, this is cute, 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 cute. Look at that. Ain't that nice? Isn't that nice? Oh, I love this. I love this. Oh my god, how cute. All right, now let me cut this and then I want to show you guys what I'm talking about regarding the adhesive in the back. Okay, so I'm gonna cut this real quick. And the other one's almost done too. So I'm cutting this around. Let me show you guys how I cut it too. As a matter of fact, let me put the camera in. Here we go again. All right, guys. So while that is still doing that, I'm going to move you guys over here. Well, the other one finished just now. And let me move the camera down so that you guys can see how I cut this, because that way you guys can see. So you could just take regular scissors. What you want to do is you want to cut as close to the edge, but you don't want to cut the threads. Okay, so just cut as close as you possibly can without cutting the edge. Now, a lot of times when you have these curves, it can be a little tricky. Okay, so just go around. If you see that you have a little rough edge, don't worry about it, because this is what we're going to do. We're going to use a hot knife. Okay, the hot knife is going to help us to seal all this. It's usually a lot easier when you're just going straight, which is why a lot of people like the triangles with the square. But I personally do like the round. I think it looks cute. But aren't these cute patches? They're really cute. And you can use these as tags for people's book bags and stuff. But when I take this, when I'm done cutting it, we're going to look at it up close, because I'm going to tell you why I really am not a fan of the twill that has the adhesive behind it. Okay, I'll go in detail on that and I'll tell you why. Okay, all right, so here's the patch. Okay, you guys can see this is what the patch looks like. It looks really, really cute. Now I'm going to turn it around and I want you guys to really look close, because one of the things that you see over here is all thread. Because remember, I use the fill, right? Because this is the fill right here, okay? So everything you see back here is all bobbin thread. So this bobbin thread covered up all of the adhesive that came with the twill. So none of the twill, adhesive is going to be used. So what's going to happen is you're going to take this, right? And then you're going to put heat and bond behind it, and that's what's going to be the adhesive. Okay, so it just doesn't, it's not worth it to me to buy the twill with the adhesive in the back of it, because the adhesive is going to be hidden. It's going to be buried inside all of this thread back here. So there's not really a need for it. Okay, now the thing that I really like too, I really love the fill. Honestly, I really do. If you don't use the fill, then what's going to happen is you're going to have all this that you see green, that had the green thread. Okay, this will be the white. So that's what's going to be. Okay, so now I'm going to use my hot knife, and let's look at Nancy's real quick. Oh, look at that. This was Nancy's. Okay. This is, but I'm going to tell you something about Nancy's. There's a difference in the fill between hers and mine. And also, let me tell you something about, my, anyway. What is it with me today? Oh my God. I'm all over the place. All right, let me just, hold on. Let me move this on the side here. There we go. Sorry, guys. I know that that's a loud snap, but let me just get rid of this stuff before I lose a finger. All right, got it. Okay, so let me tell you something about this one that I don't like the way it came out. And this might have to be with the thread. If you look really closely to Nancy's, there's like little spaces right here. Okay, it looks it doesn't look as filled as this one. This one looks more filled. So I'm going to have to look closely to see what was the difference between these two. Okay, I got a feeling that it maybe was a density. Maybe I hit the advance on one and I didn't on the other. I don't know. But it looks like there's less. And it could be maybe the color too. I don't know. But, but it's like this one came out a lot thicker, better. And right here, what I would do is I would just put like a seam ripper, and just poke a hole in there, and because you just need a hole so that you can, just to put the ribbon in. So what I would do is try to cut around it. Let me see if I can do that. Can you guys see what I'm doing? Yeah, you can. But just, just go around it a little bit and see if you can just cut around it. I would probably get something that just cuts holes, like a little round hole so it's nice and even, because I'm sure by me cutting it, it's going to show a little bit of fraying or something like that maybe. But you want to like cut around the hole. But you guys get the concept. You guys can do the rest. I got something in my eye. Ooh, what's in my eye? Okay. But yeah, and just put a hot knife. You can also put a hot knife. Put a hot knife through it and it'll seal it a little bit and stuff, and it'll be fine and stuff. So usually what you can do is, let me show you what hot knife I have. I have something like this, and you just heat it. And then when this is hot, be real careful, but just go like this. And when you go like this with a hot knife, it will put like a seal. It kind of singes all of that. And then probably what I would do is take the hot knife and just go through here and here, and it would singe all of that too. That's what I would do and stuff. But if you had a hole puncher, that would probably work fantastic, because then you could get a really nice even hole in there. Because as you can see, I just took the scissors and I'm just trying to cut around it, but you want to be careful because you don't want to cut the thread, the red thread that you don't want to cut. But sometimes the frame can be kind of cute too. It gives a little fringe kind of look, and stuff. So this doesn't look bad like that, Oh, I don't think it does. I don't think this looks bad. Okay. Now, let me tell you something about this one, about Nancy's. Okay. Let me cut from here. Remember how I was telling you that sometimes when you're cutting patches, when you have these edges that are straight, they're much easier to cut. And then when you get into these curves, right, it can be a little tricky. Well, remember with Nancy, we went ahead and we used the word wrap. So as you can see, there's a lot of curves going on over here. So this can be a little more time consuming to go ahead and cut. So as you can see, like I have to move my scissors around a lot, right? And you got to be more careful with this kind of design because the last thing you want to do is cut those yellow stitches, right? So you're going to probably definitely have to use a hot knife with this one so that you can singe these areas, because even though you try to cut as close as you possibly can when you're doing these patches, as you can see, you still have some of that white stuff on there, right? So when you have the hot knife and you pass it on, it kind of melts this away. So you're going to have a more smoother edge on here, all right? So even though this is nice, you know, it is a pain to do. So if you are going to be making these to sell, make sure that when you're pricing these things, you're pricing this at one, but make sure you charge a little more for this one, because these have a lot of curves. So it's not, you're not going to be able to cut these as quickly as you do with these because of the curves. Okay, these take a little more time to cut and stuff. I am a mess, guys. I don't know what's going on. I think after today's live, I'm just gonna have me a drink. Well, I really should. I'm not gonna have a drink because I have to get up early tomorrow. Yeah, because I got a lot of things I gotta get done tomorrow. Hold on, I'm over here trying to cut Nancy's patch here. Let's get over here. And Sunday's going to be my rest day, that's for sure. All right, so there you go. Well, you know, now that I think about it, even though you have to be more careful in cutting it, I don't really think it took too much time, you know. But, and like I said, this, when you plug this in and you go like this, okay, all that white stuff that you see on here on the edge, it's gonna go away. It's gonna go away and stuff. And then the same thing like here, you know, just fold it in half and then snip that little middle part, you know, and then you can just cut around it, you know, to cut that little hole out. And then you're good, you're golden. And then you got your little name patches. Now, here is something else that you can do. Here's an idea, guys. Let's say that you want this to be a tag, right? But you don't want, let me see. How can I do this? No, you can't do that because it's doing this and then that. Okay, what I'm thinking is, because you know, let's say you have this as a tag, right? And then what ends up happening is, let me think out loud. You know, the back looks kind of ugly, right? You might want this to look a little bit better. Like maybe if you had like some fabric and you wanted to put it on there and stuff. I'm thinking out loud. Would it be better to, and I'm going to try it, take a piece of fabric, put the heat and bond, take the fabric, put it face up, heat and bond, cut around it, and then use the thing, and then you just seal it. And then it's like you have pretty fabric here, and then you have your tag here. I don't know if that'll work, but it's just another idea I was thinking about. because see how this kind of looks kind of funny here, right? And sometimes people may want like something to look kind of solid, you know. So to me, I'm thinking like, I don't know. Let me see if I have some fabric, and I don't. I never have anything that I need right away, you know. Isn't that something? Hold on, let me see if I can grab something real quick, okay? And so all right, guys. So look what I got. Look what I found. Okay. So this is what I worked on, and this already has heat and bond, right? So I'm thinking take this, put this here, press this down, okay, and cut around it. Let's give it a shot. Let me see. Oh, I don't have my iron here. I don't have nothing. Oh my God. But anyway, you guys have the concept. Because then what happens is this looks nice. And then in the back of this, right, then you have this fabric. Cut around it. Take your thing. Go like that. The same thing like right here. I have heat and bond on this type of fabric, right? So this is really pretty. So I take Nancy's, right? And it has heat and bond on it. Just take it, put it here. That way the back of this is like that. And then if you want, okay, to really secure this fabric down, okay, after you put the heat bond, after you do this, take this to the sewing machine, and then with yellow thread, just stitch around this, okay? So I don't know if I'm making sense to you guys. Here, let me make sure you guys can see. I should have checked before, but I'm so off today, guys. I'm so off. But you guys get the drift, right? Okay, so I have you did your patch, but the back it kind of looks kind of funky, right? So you want it to look kind of nice, right? So I have the fabric, it already has heat and bond on it. Take this, put it on here, okay? Iron this to the back so it looks solid, okay? So now it has like a nice thing right there. After you iron it, cut it out, cut all this out. You can take this to a sewing machine, and then all you have to do is just sew the edge, okay? Then to make this really solid, okay, and of course you'll pop the hole all the way, right? Even with this, you'll pop the hole here, okay? Or I'm wondering, I'm over here thinking out loud, guys. You can do this whole patch, right? Then you do like an in the hoop project. You can do another knockdown stitch, that same stitch that goes down here, go around, and it secures this to this, and then you embroider this. That way this also shows here, and then make the hole. That's what I would do. You got to play with it, guys. And then the way you would do this is changing the order of how it stitches. Okay? So you could do like in the hoop project, or you could just do it like this. I mean, this isn't, it's not ugly. This is fine. Where's Nancy's? The same thing. And then like if you have like the background, or you can do solid colors, you know what I'm saying? So that way, you know, they don't see all of this in the back. Just take a fabric, heat and bond, put it right on there, and then you can just sew it down or whatever. But my thing is, it would be nice if that hole, you could see it on the other side of the fabric too, and stuff, you know, and everything. So that would have to somehow. I'm going to play with that idea, guys, and I'm going to see if it works and stuff. And if it does, time for another step-by-step video and stuff. So I don't know what you guys think about those ideas, guys. So I don't know. I mean, I think they came out really cute and stuff. But I don't know. So I don't know what you guys think about those ideas that I was playing around in my head and stuff. So yeah. So pretty cool. Nice to know that it just doesn't happen to me. Oh my goodness. We all sharing it. We all sharing it. Oh, you guys are talking food and all that stuff. Pesty scammers try all the time. Let's see. I have patch artists. I made a couple of patches for my grandson, but haven't worked with it much. It's called patch artist. Okay. They used to call it, Sue, they used to call it Burley, but yes, now they changed the name to patch artist. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Sydney says she made key tags for her husband. With the stretch outline. I don't make a patch. Use a size vinyl underside, tack down on the satin stitch. Go back to interactive so you can use the cut in the hoop feature so that you can have the placement and tack down stitch. Yeah, I'll have to go back and play with all that stuff, Eartha. Hey, Debbie, how you doing? Hey, Joyce, how are you? How you guys doing? And stuff. Oh, and Eartha says she uses poly patch twill from the dime. It has no adhesive. And your patches come out stiff like you want them without having any fill. The twill is already stiff. Oh, then I'm going to have to try their twill then. I have not tried the twill by dime. I'm definitely going to have to check that out and stuff. Eartha, thanks for mentioning that. Because the twill that I'm using right now is from Statuals. And as you can see, it kind of curves a little bit. So it's not exactly like thick, right? So, but I would love to have like really thick material and stuff. Because like you said, even if you don't have the fill and they come out stiff, that's good. So yeah, it looks like I'm going to have to be looking for some better twill and stuff. Aw, thanks, Nettie. I appreciate it. Where's the boss, Mello? Well, Mello is sleeping with Fred because Mello had a big day today too. Because when I came home, I took him to PetSmart, and I'm gonna tell you something. It was very embarrassing to go to PetSmart with Mello. I have to watch Mello. He steals. He really steals, and yeah, I'll show you what I mean by him. I had to take a picture of it. We were in the aisle where the treats were, right? And you know, I'm over here trying to read the packages because I am very conscientious of Mello, you know, of what he eats and stuff like that. Because of course, you know, I want him to be around for a very long time. So I want to make sure that he's pretty healthy and stuff. And we were there, and I'm gonna show you guys what he was doing. And while I was looking at the prices, this is Mello shoplifting at PetSmart. So he actually had his head all in the treats, and he was eating the treats. And I was like, what are you doing? So I was like, okay. So I was able to get one of the treats out of his mouth, and I had to take it to the register and pay for it. But I was just like, really, you know? So I had to make sure that he sat next to me, and while I read the stuff, because he you know, I guess I took too long, so he wanted to read the thing. So he's naughty. He is really naughty, I tell you. But I walked out of there with, I think we spent I got him his dog food. His dog food is pretty expensive because he's on a prescription dog diet. So that was like $200. But then the treats that I got was about another $80, something like that. But I had a coupon and all that stuff, so help bring down the price and stuff like that. But yeah, he was out in the town. He was really eating his stuff. So I was just like, oh, wonderful, you know. But let me see if I can call Mello. You here? Mello, come. You want to say hi? Mello. I guess he's mad at me because, you know, I didn't let him steal, you know. I mean, like, oh my God, you got to watch your dogs. I'm telling you, man. I mean, his face was in that aisle chewing away. So I was like, ugh. So, oh, if you like a fabric, think Pretty Home Decor. That's heavy twill. Oh, and if you don't want to do fill, that is a really good idea. Brooke, yes, instead of the fill, do the fabric. I love that idea because think about it. On the fabric, I could have. You're so right. Oh my God, that would have came out so cute. Just use this as the fill, put the name, and then do the oh, I wish I knew that before. Oh my God, Brooke, that would have came out so cute. Oh my goodness, you're right. Now I'm all excited about patches because now I want to try it with all different types of fabric now. Oh my goodness, you're right. That would have looked so cute. Oh my good. But then I'm like, how could I get it thick? But, you know, because yeah, but home decor fabric is heavy. This is regular fabric. This is like regular cotton fabric. But you're right. And home decor fabric, they do have some really, really, really nice fabrics also. And you're right. You don't want to do fill. What you do is stabilize and make them into a tag. What would you do to stabilize them? I would just use tearaway stabilizer. That's what I would do. Just use tearaway stabilizer and then you just rip it off and stuff. And you know what? No, you can't do both. I'm going to figure out a way that you can have a nice tag in the front and then a nice look in the back. That's what I'm going to figure out a way and stuff. Where does the time go? Jeanette, you are busy at Mr. H Miami. Hey Bob, how you doing? He is the patch master, Mr. Bob over there. Oh, you making patches today, Bob? I was trying to make patches today, but they're kind of messy and stuff, and the software was a mess. Very disorganized today. Today's live was very disorganized, but that's okay. I mean, I have fun hanging out anyway, so I'm okay with that. Okay. We have to get to designing that one. Yeah, I am going to see what I can come up with. Poor Jeanette. I know. I'm a mess today. I really am. Yep. It's thinking about buying all Embrilliance fonts and offering name patches. Yeah. That's what I was thinking about too, Bob, because name patches do sell. They really do sell. And if you got some really cute designs and stuff like that, I see it. But my thing is, if I'm going to sell name patches, I want to make sure they're really good quality, like the twill and all that kind of stuff and everything. And this is the thing. Patches, you got to make sure they're very, very unique, because if you go on Etsy and stuff like that, you'll see a lot of people are selling patches. So you want to make sure that the type of patches that you're selling are pretty unique and stuff. Have you ever added a satin stitch and then add a blanket candle saw stitch on top? Um, I have fonts that do that. I'm not a digitizer. I'm gonna have to play around with that and see. Um, I'm gonna have to see. Carlito's special. He is special. Love the colors. Oh, thank you. The colors came out cute. Oh, I guess everybody sees like the coquito time. It is coquito time, I'm telling you. Um I I like making my patches where I cut the fabric like an applique. So when the border finishes stitching, it just pops out of the stabilizer. Yeah, I gotta play with this. I gotta play with this. I have a feeling there's so much we could do with this. I really do. Because as I was talking to you guys about adding the fabric to the back, and then I was like, maybe we could do like a run stitch on top. It's like stuff started to like pop in my head, like things that I could do. So I don't know. I just gotta come up with something. I really do. Um, Came out great. Looks like everybody did like the way the two patches came out. I think they came out kind of cute. But like I said, I feel like my twill. This is actually my favorite. I really love, and I think it's because of the green color. And I think that, if I wish I had chosen another, but the thing is, because of time, I didn't want to like spend time changing thread and all that kind of stuff in there. So, but I really liked the way this came out. I think they came out really, really great. But like I said, they're a little bit on the flimsy side, but I know that when you put the heat and bond on it does stiff up, so but they did come out kind of cute. They did. It came out really cute. I think it's, but like I said, it gives you ideas, right? It makes your brain start thinking about stuff. Go, maybe I could play around with something like that and everything. So, and I'm gonna be honest with you, this is the part of embroidery that I really like, when you start brainstorming ideas and you start to do stuff over and over again to see if you can perfect it and stuff. I think that is a lot of fun. I really do, and stuff. So I don't know. So it's just how I like doing stuff. I don't know. So anyway, I am. Let me see. She says, you don't have to cut out any patches. I never do. Oh, save with the soldering iron man. I always cut. Oh, he uses the plastic stabilizer with fabric on top. Applique, cut the fabric before the border goes on. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure it out. But see, this is not fabric. This is actually fill. So yeah. I don't know. I have to figure something out. I'm gonna you don't need it. The fumes are toxic. Oh, the heating thing. Yeah, I gotta do more stuff on the thing, Bob. I'm not as savvy as you, because that's what you do. That's your baby. With me, it's like I do other stuff. This is me exploring and stuff. But I gotta admit, I kind of think this is so cute. I think I'm gonna use this patch. I think I'm gonna use it. Sometimes I use Badge Master. I've heard of that. It's a heavy water soluble, made for making patches. You punch out your patch, pull it out the back, and use a wet Q-tip around the edges. Ooh, I'm gonna have to write that down. Badge Master. Yeah, and you know what? I'm gonna have to call Bob and see, how do you do these patches and stuff. Yeah, it would work if you really don't have to use heat and bond. You could embroider it together and use a color felt that matches the font. Yeah, you can use color felt. Seen people do that. And then let me see, you can also add an additional run stitch in place of the back of the hoop and run it before the satin stitch, trim it out, and then run the final satin stitch. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, I could do that. Yeah, that would be, I'm like, I got ideas now. It's like now I want to play with this. So I think this is what I'm going to be doing on Sunday. I'm going to be playing with patches and see how cute I can make these, you know. Oh, may I suggest before stitching the satin side fabric behind, do an applique tap down stitch and a trim line. Then flip the hoop over, trim and pull the back and do a satin stitch. That's what I was thinking. That, yeah. Let me see. And you could do reverse applique the bottom and use the red ribbon. I could. That's another suggestion. The steps other are suggesting are what I do also. Okay. Guys, it looks like I'm going to be playing with this. So I don't know. So guys, I really do like the way this came out. I do. But I'm going to have to play with this and see how I can do this. Now, the other thing that I want to do is figure out how can I make this look more professional looking. Because you can see it looks a little bit like, you know, raggedy. I mean, you try to cut it as best as you can, but it's not exactly like perfect. So I really wanted to look more professional looking in the little hole here. So I got to figure that out. So I'm just going to play around with it and see. But now I got like so many ideas. I'm kind of glad that I played around with this tonight because I was something that I wanted to do. I sent you a link to the stabilizer on Instagram. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. You can totally do it. Knock down, applique trim, do the letters, stick, knock down, applique trim. The knockdown, applique trim, then the satin stitches. Knockdown, applique. I've tried the knockdown and then do the applique trim. I got to see. I got to figure it out. I got to figure this out, Brooke. Applique trim with the knockdown stitches. Looks like you guys are going to make me think. All right. So, guys, I'm going to call it the night because honestly, I'm exhausted. I really am. I'm so tired. I was nonstop all day. And now it's like I'm doing this and I got my brain cells going. And now it's like I can't wait for tomorrow to be over with. So Sunday, when I get up in the morning in my pajamas, I am going to be putting on these machines. And I'm going to be trying all these different things to try to make really cute patches and stuff. And if I succeed, guys, you guys know I'll be sharing that info with you on what they look like and how I actually did it, okay? Because I totally forgot that I used the patch artist to do this, okay? But now that I know I did that, but the thing is, I want to do this in a way where the back looks cute too. And you guys are giving me some really cute, good ideas about, you know, doing an applique stitch and all that kind of stuff and everything. Because I got to tell you, if you can make some really super cute tags, people are going to want them, especially like the kids. Because think about it. They could put this on their book bags. They can put this on their duffel bags. And what I really love about the idea, guys, about having the little hole in here so that they can put something in there so that they can hook it to their bag is that it's reusable. Like usually if you have like a book bag and you embroider right on that book bag, once that book bag goes bad, then it's like, that's it. The bag's gone, right? You know, and the embroidery's gone. But if you have something similar to this, you can actually tie this to the bag. And then if something happens to the bag, you get a new bag. All you have to do is just transfer the tag, right? So that's what I kind of like about this. And, you know, I'm also now thinking about it like key fobs, right? You know, people create these key fobs. You can take the key fob, you can embroider a key fob with a tag of a name or something like that. And there you go. There's a tag for your bag. You know, people use that for luggage and all that kind of stuff. So not a bad idea, right? Not a bad idea and stuff. And something that's reusable. It's not something that you spend the money and then it's like you gotta, respend the money again. I kind of like the idea of making things that people can use over and over again for different things. Cause it's to me, it's like, it's worth the money. You know what I mean? So anyway, guys, just an idea, something that came through my head and all that kind of stuff. So, like I said, sorry for today. I know I'm a little bit off track and all that kind of stuff. I'm a little bit off the chain today. Things didn't go as smoothly as I wanted it, but that's what happens when you do lives and stuff like that. You get sometimes things don't go as smoothly as they do, but hey, I'm here. I keep my promise. I'm here every Friday at 8 o'clock, and yeah, at least we got to mess around with something, right? We did something, so it's good enough for me. Okay, so anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the entertainment tonight and stuff. And guys, get a good week. Take care, and I will see you guys later on. So you guys have a good night. It was great talking to you guys. So thanks for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. Talk to you guys later. Bye.